Hello and welcome to MGF 1106 Online. My name is Melanie Wells and I'll be your instructor for this course. If you at any time have any questions and need clarification, then feel free to send me an email at wellsm@lssc.edu. I just wanted to encourage you as you begin the course to read over everything that's on your home page and getting started and look through the left-hand menu. Click on the different pages to see what's available to you in the course and also to look and see what's expected of you each week. On the home page, you'll notice that there is a link to my math lab. You are expected to have my math lab for this course. That's where all of your homework and your quizzes and your test will be located. My math lab, you can either purchase an access code in the bookstore or online. When you click on this link, it's going to prompt you for that access code, or it's going to allow you to purchase with a credit card actually on the Pearson site access to the course, or you can use the 14-day temporary access code. So if you're not ready to purchase my math lab yet, go ahead, click on this link, go to the option that says temporary access code so that you can begin your coursework, and that will be good for 14 days. Then for you to be able to continue working, you'll need to update that to a full out code. Getting started is going to help familiarize yourself with Blackboard, so make sure that, especially if you've not used Blackboard in the past, that you look at how to turn in assignments, participate in discussions, and kind of navigate yourself through Blackboard. The course content link is here, which is also on the top left. So this toolbar over on the left hand side, if I click on course content, that's where you're going to kind of live for most of the semester, as it's going to have your coursework divided up into weeks. I've opened up the first 2 weeks for you already. Each week you're going to be given your due dates, the content that you're to cover, and then the specific assignments, duplicating again the due dates, a link to any discussions. There are about 5 or 6 discussions throughout the semester. You'll be spending just a little bit of time answering questions on the discussion board. A link to lectures and resources, and notice that I have emphasized these are not optional. This is in place of you coming to campus and listening to a lecture. So what you'll have in each week is a link to the textbook. So you'll be expected to go in and read the textbook for your particular sections. Don't skip that. Also a link to the multimedia library. Now notice that it says please look at any video lectures and any additional resources for these sections. So I'm going to click on one just to give you a quick example. If I wanted the videos and lecture resources for section 1.1, you can click select all, and it's going to give you all of the links through my math lab that have extra resources for that section. So if I go to videos, it's going to give me some example videos which are like the homework problems, so that should be very important to you. I can push play on this real quick just so you see what that's going to look like. But your homework problems are going to look similar.
We're going to be considering inductive reasoning.
You can fast forward through it. Okay. I wouldn't advise fast forwarding through it, but if you want to review a problem, you can look back at it. But that's going to give you through the textbook the resources that are available. And then there'll be a link for you for PowerPoint presentations. This is exactly the same link that's in the multimedia library, just a direct link to it. But then make sure that you spend time under lecture and resources each week. It's divided up into sections, and what I've done is include resources from myself, so either a video that I've created or other instructors on campus, or we've also found some videos that are online that are great examples either of someone using the same textbook or just some very good descriptions of how to work the homework problems. We have a wonderful final exam review at the end of the course that gives video examples and how to work each problem. So I've actually pulled those back into each week as well because the videos were just really good. So you'll notice, like this one says, here's a link to a problem on the exam review that has related content. But that just gives you some extra examples of problems from your homework. So every single section has those videos. And the way that I've come up with those are from questions that students have had in the past, things I think you want to see more of, questions that may have stumped students and they need to see a little bit more, or just to hear someone go through instead of just seeing a problem in a textbook. Okay, so that's going to be every week. You'll have those lectures and resources available to you for the content. So don't skip that. That's an important part of your week. Once you've learned the resources, then you'll go to the homework, and then the homework for the week, you'll click on all 3 of those sections and work the homework from those sections. You need to have at least completed 70% of each one of those homework assignments to be able to gain access to your quiz. And you will have one quiz due every week. So the quiz link is here. It says make sure that you complete that by the stated due date. And if I click on that, notice quiz 1 has a due date of the 12th at 7 a.m., but I'm not granted access because I haven't done at least 70% of each of the homeworks. So you've got to do at least that each week. To keep on schedule, it is really your best bet to do every bit of the homework when it's assigned. I don't know if you noticed, but the homework due dates for this whole chapter are actually not until the 19th. That's the Monday before your chapter test. But to stay on task, it's best if you went ahead and did every one of these by the 12th. And then you'll have all the rest of them that you would do by the 19th, and then your test will be that following week. So your assignments are given for each week. And each week is kind of set up like this in your course content. I'm going to click on syllabus and policies over on the left hand side. Please make sure to click on the syllabus, read through it very thoroughly. Since you don't have me in front of you in a classroom going through every step of that, you'll want to read it and see if you have any questions on the grading policies, assignments, the course schedule. If you want to print this out, is at the end of the syllabus, so it's going to give you an overview of everything that's due in the course. So make sure that you have this accessible if you're looking ahead at due dates. Your testing dates are there, and it will give you the entire semester in a nutshell. Okay. Also on the syllabus and policies page, I have a link to how you'll schedule a test. You will be taking your chapter test on campus, and they'll be proctored. So you need to book those with the Learning Center. The link is here. There are a couple of instructional videos on how to do that. If you have a schedule that's hard to work around and you only have certain times you could come to the campus, you'll want to make sure and book ahead because some of those slots will fill quickly. So just make sure that you read through everything. The course content for each week is where you'll live the most. I will give you announcements through Blackboard, but those are also sent to your email addresses, so you can check your Lake Hawk mail very regularly. You'll notice that there is a grade book here, and it's not the typical Blackboard grade book. It's a link to the My Math Lab grade book. And that's where your grades will be kept current. So that's what you'll want to check as you're looking for test grades and looking at your current average. That is kept current. Again, here's a link to Lake Hawk Mail. So if you want to contact me, that's the best way to contact me is through email. Please don't hesitate. If you've got any questions, let me know, and I look forward to working with you this semester.